Hello everyone, it's me Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about teaching writing. There are some topics that we are going to learn. The first, characteristic of written language. The second, micro and macro skills of writing. The third, types of classroom writing performance. Fourth, principle for teaching writing. And fifth, assessing writing. Let's start with the characteristic of written language from writer's view. The first is permanent. When students write something they already said in their mind have to finish in one session. They don't think that they can edit or revise their written to be better because students think their written would be permanent. In this case, the teacher perhaps noticed for all of students that they just write everything come in their mind and they can edit it to finish their written. The second is production time. In this part, students think about the deadline. The possibility case in here is students just only focus on the deadline, not for the content of their written. As the result, their written will not maximal and they cannot or elaborate their written. Again, this is also a job for teachers to push students think about the process of learning rather than the result. The third is distance. Before students start to write, they have to know who will be read their written. If they write for teenager, it also influences the words, phrases, and sentences that we'll use. The fourth is orthography. This part is talk about the technical of appearance. After the writer consider about the word, phrase, and sentences that they will use, students also consider about the font, size, and also the picture. All appearance have to connect with the topic and the target of the reader. Fifth, complexity. This is talk about the sentence, whether the students use simple sentence, combined or complex sentence. We as a teacher will know the student's progress of learning, and for the academic writing, the student should provide reference. The sixth, vocabulary. How about word richness? We as a teacher can see what a new vocab that the student already acquired. The last is formality. This is complex convention for academic writing. If the writer creates academic writing, it means the product have to formal. Because of that, the language that they use have to formal and polite. The font or size have to consistent with the guidelines of that they use. For example, the writer can use APA style or MLA. Micro and macro skills of writing. What are the differences? So, micro skills are those what the students need to comprehend in order that they are able to produce an acceptable writing, like acceptable grammar, correct passive devices, and also the ability to express a meaning in different grammatical forms. And this is the micro skills of writing. While macro skills are further skills and strategies that are required in order that the students being able to convey the meaning they want to communicate in their writing. And here are the micro skills of writing. Now we will move to the types of written language performance. The first is imitative. At the beginning level of learning to write, students will simply write down English letters, words, and possibly sentences in order to learn the convention of the orthography code. Several types of classroom technique are commonly used at this stage include recognition technique, copying, sound spelling practice, and dictation. The second type is intensive. Intensive writing is more concerned about selecting the appropriate word for a given context. For example, activities include grammatical transformations such as changing of verb to past tense, sequencing picture, describing picture, completing short sentences, and ordering tasks. The next type is self-writing. A significant proportion of classroom writing may be devoted to self-writing or writing with only the self in mind as an audience. The most salient instance of this category in classroom is note-taking, where students take notes during a lecture for the purpose of later recall. Other note-taking may be done in the margin of books through digital notes and highlights as a portfolio entries and simply on notepaper filled for easy access later on. The next type is display writing. It was noted earlier that writing within the school curricular context is a way of life. For a language student, short answer exercises, essay examination, and even research report will involve an element of display. For academically bound ESL students, one of the academic skills that they need to master is a whole array of display writing techniques. The next we have real writing. There are some types of real writing: academic, vocational, and personal. Academic the activity that can be applied in the classroom include group problem-solving tasks and peer editing work. In vocational, this possibility are even greater in the workplace language course, where an L2 is offered within companies and corporations. Personal. Personal writing include diaries, letters, postcards, notes, and personal messages. Let's move to the principle of teaching writing. There are some principles in teaching writing. The first is balance process and product. Because writing is a composing process and usually requires multiple drafts before an effective product is created, make sure that students are carefully led through appropriate stages in the process of composing. The second is connect reading and writing. Clearly, the students learn to write in part by carefully observing what is already written. That is, they learn by observing or reading the written word. By reading and studying a variety of relevant types of text, the students can gain important insight both about how they should write and about subject matter that might become the topic of their writing. The third is provide as much authentic writing as possible. Sharing writing with other students in the class is one way to add authenticity. Publishing a class newsletter, writing letters to people outside of the class, writing a script for a skit or dramatic presentation, writing a resume, writing advertisement, all this can be seen as authentic writing. Design pre-writing, drafting, and revising stages of writing. So in teaching writing in the classroom, the teacher must or suggest that to use pre-writing, drafting, and revising. The first pre-writing stage encourages the generation of idea. The drafting and revising stages are the core of process writing. Now we will move to the last topic, assessing writing. First, item types for assessing writing. For imitative writing, there are some or a lot of activities or item types that the teacher can use in the classroom. For example, exercise in handwriting letters, words and punctuation, keyboarding exercise, copying, listening clues, selection, tasks, and etc. For the intensive writing, the item types can be dictation of phrases and simple sentence, dictocom, grammatical transformation exercises, picture description tasks, and many others. For the responsive writing, the item types can be paraphrasing, guided writing, paragraph construction tasks, and responding to a reading or lecture. In the extensive writing, the teacher can use essay writing tasks, tasks in types of writing, and tasks in genres of writing. And there are some indicators in writing that should be included in the evaluation checklist. The first is content. The content includes thesis statement, related idea, development of ideas, use of description, consistent focus. The second is organization. It includes effectiveness of introduction, logical sequence of idea, conclusion, and appropriate length. The third is discourse. Discourse includes topic sentences, paragraph unity, transition, discourse markers, cohesion, rhetorical convention, reference, and fluency. The fourth, syntax. The fifth, vocabulary. The seventh, mechanic. Mechanic includes spelling, punctuation, citation or reference, and neatness and appearance. So that's all about teaching writing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.